Hey guys, it's Quentin. I wanted to show you guys this new part I got for my Jeep. It's a Warrior Rock Crawler Dana 30 diff cover. Well, diff guard. It's not much of a cover, but as you can see here, I mean, they have a lot of pictures online and stuff, but you really can't get in there and see these welds or anything like that. And so, if you're kind of up in the air like I was, I'll just give you a nice little video around it, so you can actually have something 3D to look at. Not a stagnant picture, which was kind of my thing. And now these rods right here, they look, they actually have a pretty good bead on them. I didn't think they would for a Dana 30. I mean, they didn't weld that up, but all the way around, it's still pretty well welded. And even the plate, pretty well welded, and it looks to be pretty solid construction. Of course, I can't testify for sure. I haven't, put this thing up against a rock, but I think it'll help. And oh, and also one of the concerns I had was when I was looking at this, I was wondering if my tie rod was going to hit this or not. And if that's your concern, you don't have to worry about it because your tie rod will sit actually above it somewhere in this area. So it's all good. I'll definitely show you some pictures of what it looks like on a Dana 30 when I get it on mine. Hopefully later tonight. We'll see. I got to let everything cool down out there so I can work. But here's a 3D model for you. So. Alright, hopefully I can edit the other part together. See you in a little bit. Alright, I guess this is part 2 of the Warrior Dana 30 diff guard. Sorry, couldn't think there for a sec. Everything hooked up pretty nice. It had a little bit of alignment issues. The holes weren't exactly the most flush, so some of those bolts were a little tricky to get into. And getting your drain bolt, well, your fill plug bolt right there, getting to it was kind of tricky, getting underneath the tie rod like this with a ratchet extension. But tricky, but you can get enough torque on it where you can get up there nice and snug. There was no real big problems getting this thing on. I mean, you see that I'm using that stock bolt right there. That's because the area that it's in, it's just easier for me to torque it down with a wrench than it is with an Allen key. And also, I don't know, this little bolt right here, if you want to know a little trick to how to put that one in, is make sure this is all loose before you put that one in, and that'll be like the first one you want to tighten down a little bit. Not tighten it all the way, just tighten it down a little bit. Because if you don't, that little lip you see right there, right where that little hole is, where it's supposed to give you the access point to that, yeah, you really can't get your wrench in there to do anything with that. And it does say that you can either use the bolts provided or your stock bolts. The stock bolts actually seem to go in a little bit better, because these ones right here, why I use them is they just did not want to go in right, and I didn't want to really risk stripping it out, so I just used the stock bolts, which fit a bit better. But I tried to use as much of the new bolts as I could. I only had to, not use 2 of them, so. Other than that, went up pretty good. I thought I had a seal issue, but I didn't. I don't know if you can see, I've already nicked this thing. Went out on a trip about a couple weeks ago, and I already nicked it, so it's holding up pretty well. See, it's on there pretty good, so hope if you guys have any questions about this, let me know. And remember, keep it a Jeep.